Hi, I'm Kiran Kumar and CEO and co-founder of Adepto Solutions. How many of you are ready for lunch? Okay, I already had lunch, it's pretty bad. We need 15 minutes to fix it. So until that time, we can continue talking. I'm just hoping that something will be alive soon. So during the course of my talk, I'll be telling you a bit about what we do. But before founding this company, I and a bunch of other guys we worked at Google, and then I was particularly working on the driving sales for the media and entertainment vertical for Google India, and then I went and founded this company. I wanted to ask the audience here, how many of you are either running or working for an online retail? So good to know. So in this morning sessions, I think it's been very electric and intense and very informative about what is it that we need to do with your social media accounts. Right? In this last 15 minutes before lunch, I'll try to attempt to answer how you do it, and in the context of online retailers. Right? So, how to really sell on Facebook? It's got a nice swing to it, isn't it? I'll tell you all the secrets of doing that, but before I do that, you all have to like me first. Before I actually talk about it. I think you got the drift. This is not strange, right? I mean, we see this all the time, right? You land up on a fan page and the first thing that people want you to is to like it. I think Stephen and others were alluding to this point earlier in the morning. And this is what the state of affairs is. In fact, there is one global brand that actually advertises on Facebook and offer. And once you click on it, you go to the fan page and you have to like them before they tell you what they're advertising. Beat that. Right? So this is counterintuitive, I mean, for all of us. Right? So why do brands do this? It got us thinking, I think, is there a way that we can do it a little differently? What is it that merchants really want, right? And we surmised that what merchants want is that the customers should tell their friends what they bought, okay? And next, that the friends should see many products from the store. Not just one, but many products from the store. Number 3, the friends should buy from the store. Now, do any of these things, again, sound very strange to you? This is not new, right? This is not new because these are exactly the needs of offline merchants. And they seek to do that with word of mouth publicity. With social networks, we can recreate that experience online. Right? So, but there is a problem. You just can't hard sell to audiences. You can't bulldoze them into liking you. Nobody has any business liking anybody until you have to put the proposition first, and then there is a possibility of liking. Right? So how do we do it? So is there a way that we can use technology, write a program maybe, or do we manage content, put a content team? I think this is the question that's in most of your minds, right? I mean, you're hearing success stories all right, but how do you apply that to your organization? And we thought about this enough, and we created an app for it. There was only one way to know, and we created an app for it, and we called it Trolley. But what we try to do is we surmise that this is what might be happening. Right? So instead of blasting share buttons all across your websites, what if on the order confirmation page, you ask your customers to quiz their friends about what you just bought. Right? Now, and they can get a discount. So the reason why it is what we thought would be working here is that, number one, by the time people reach the order confirmation page, number one, they have spent enough time with the brand. Number two, they actually spent money. So you need to have a level of trust to actually give your money back. If the shopping experience has been any good, they're likely to tell their friends. Right? Throw in a little bit of incentive, maybe they'll cross over the line and give access to their friends. But we need to talk to their friends through them, right? So once we pass this first step, what if we took that product information and created an experience something like this, right? Where, let's say, hypothetically, a lady called Mary buys a handbag and she's, trying to showcase it to her friends and she's very proud about it. And she says, hey, you know what? I just bought a bag. Can you guess which brand I bought? Right? And the friends come see where she's bought it from, what bag, and then they answer that question. Right? What if we took that one particular answer and extended that attention of Mary's friends? Now this is very important because a share button or like button, whatever we call it, it just pushes out one piece of information ahead, right? And newsfeed travels very fast. It has a very short shelf life. So if somebody clicks on the newsfeed and takes the pain to come and see what it is, it's a big deal. They're doing you a big favor. Now, how do you extend that particular event and extend that attention? We can do that programmatically. So we show another product, related to what the friends like. So the friends might just like that, or the friend might like a camera or something else. So we take that opportunity and show them what they like. And how do we know what they like? We know it by open graph protocols that we use, right? It's possible with technology. And what if, for all those positive engagements, we give them points? And said, after a certain point, you take these points, redeem them for rewards. And all of the people who actually use the system do give out conditional coupons. So all the rewards are conditional upon buying something, right? So does it work? So this is our hypothesis. You say, okay, if you did this, then it might work. Does it work? I should admit, we are a very small company, we are a young startup, and we have a handful of clients. But we are fortunate to have some of the big names, trying out with us, like Home Shop 18 and India Times. Normally, the big guys are not the ones that will move first. But in our case, we are lucky that they were supporting us. So what we see is that since the time that we launched this program and working with our clients, there have been 20,000 products that have been shared by customers with their friends. So will customers share the purchase? The answer to that is yes, they do, apparently, right? And second, we spoke about extended engagement. People see on an average about 10 products in any one session. So if Mary has told her friend that she bought a bag, her friends see not just what Mary has bought, but they see 10 other products after that, right? The total brand engagement time is about 8 minutes on trolley, which in some cases is more than what they spend on the website, right? 7 out of 10 people answer the question about the product, right? And do people care about points? I think coupon redemption points are often beaten down. Do people really care? Apparently they do. 50% of people who are eligible for a coupon redeem them, and they go to the store and use the coupon code to buy something. So these are like positive results for us. So in all this talk, I haven't mentioned anything about fan page. In fact, I derided it as I opened my talk, right? So is fan page important? Are fans really important? Yes, they are. They are very important. I think there needs to be a strategy for that. So what if you took this experience? Remember when Mary's friend has bought a bag and her friends are seeing her bag? What if we got Mary's friends straight to the fan page? So what does it do? It does 2 things. First of all, it brings new footfalls to the fan page, right? Because fans, if you're engaging them, the fans are those who know about your products. How do you get new people to know about your brand? So when they come, and they're not likely to go immediately and click on like there. What we provide is that if they land up here, first of all, they're engaging with what their friend has bought, right? And then we have other features there where they can experience the brand a little bit more. So they are more likely to become your friends. So we create that opportunity. And for those people who are already fans, and there are many brands, and you'll watch for it, they have tens and thousands of fans, and they don't know what to do with it. The biggest thing is, forget setting here, just make sure that they're not saying something nasty on the fan page. So, because you see there on the third, trolley sits like a tab, and it could be called anything. It could be called trolley or rewards or whatever the merchant wants. But because the tab is there, it engages fans around the products that the merchant carries. Now that is the primary engagement you want, right? Because people don't engage with products, you have to talk about things like cricket score on a lifestyle brand, completely unrelated. But that's what people do to engage fans. Here, all your engagements are built around your products. And each engagement has the potential to become a sale. So, how to really sell on Facebook? This is one approach that we followed and we're testing out and results look positive so far. But if you want to get answer to this, get yourself these questions. If you get answers to these questions, you're probably likely moving the way where you can find a solution that will tell you how to sell on Facebook. So the first thing is your customer sharing as much as you want? So you have to think beyond just putting share buttons on your website. Think innovatively. How do you get definition of your customer friend and extend that definition? I spoke about it, right? It's not just enough if they see one piece of information. You have to try and increase that engagements and extend those engagements. Fans are those who already know about your business. So how do you create new fans? So it can't be just a fan page centric approach or anything else. How to create new fans. I think it has to be a little holistic. And often I think these are things that people already know. It's just that there are probably 3 or 4 different widgets or things like that you have to work around at the same time. But we're trying to take the pain out of the how. But these are the questions that will help you. And this is the next one is very important. Would you rather a person become your fan first or your customer? So what is this thing about like me, like me, like me? Show them some products, build that engagement, try to convert them into a customer. Let that be the motive rather than anything else. And finally, are fans buying from you? I think this is a question that merchants have all the time. I think this is what riles them up every night. I think there's a lot of pressure to deliver on this. So the thing to find out is how do you get them to buy? And not everyone is blessed with a great technology team or a fantastic CMO who understands social media a great deal. I think most of the top people in social media are sitting here in this conference. So other companies probably don't have that luxury. But how much can you achieve any of this being a novice to social media marketing? So that will determine whether you try to build that capability in-house or you go and find somebody that can do this for you. So if you have all these questions, I think you are likely to build an application that would help you deliver sales. Because of all the things, right, the objective of all marketing is finally sales. I think now you can like me or maybe give us a dial number or something. So thank you so much. But if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Or if you are hungry, then you can go out and talk. Yeah. Let's go out and talk.
Thanks, Kiran. Very interesting. Usually, clients have a tendency to sort of wait and watch and see whether social media will really work, and hence the upfront investment becomes an issue. Now, do you think in this kind of model, a performance-based or revenue share are some of the options you would recommend or would like to?
Yeah, sure. Because our language, even to our merchants, is exactly the same thing. I think we tell them that we're focusing on delivering sales to you. So I think people like to hear that language. I think if there's a channel or a model that is increasing sales, the pressure is not so much on the budget. However, as Vander also pointed out during some other speakers earlier, there is an issue about how to measure this. In the absence of proper measurement tools, they tend to move towards measuring it in the same way that they would measure TV print or SEM or SEM. So I think things are a little different, and the onus is on us to educate the merchant that no, you're getting this and this and this, which you wouldn't have got. So you should not measure social media in the same way as you measure SEM, for example. But there's not such a pressure if you try to just put it in right. Focus on sales.
Sure. Thanks. Hello. This call.
Yeah.
I am Nitesh from Happiest Minds.
Okay.
I have a question. Social media solutions, is it like math, where same formula works for multiple solutions, or it's like art, where you have to create each formula, different formula for different solutions?
It's a very good question. And as I said, when I said that we're taking the pain out of the how, it's that we created a platform But that doesn't look the same as anybody else. For example, there could be a one merchant who sells nice handbags in a boutique store in Bandra in Mumbai. And there could be another, there can be Eureka Foods, which is selling water purifiers. The engagements that you build, we have technology piece which would auto-create the engagement, but there's also a convenience where merchants can create their own engagements. For example, if you take the case of a wine store, imagine how much knowledge you can build. You can convert every product into a sales script. But it is quite laborious. I think that there was an absence of a platform which would allow people to do that very easily and get to that platform. But I think that's a very valid question. I think we need to build very different, at least things that feel very differently from others, but the platform could be the same. Any more questions? I just got news that the lunch has got patents.